I started talking about this movie that I thought we should go see, and this is literally what she said. Well, you know, like, I don't know, I guess, like, for real, maybe, whatever, kind of, because it's up there. I thought she was fucking stuck or something. I'm like I didn't know what to do. The only thing I could think of was, like, you remember when you were a kid and your Nintendo would freeze up? Right? So, I did the only thing I could think of to do. I just grabbed her by the head and I was like... Alright, thanks a lot, guys. That's my time. Yeah, have a great night.
I love coffee, not just because my people used to grow it and sell it to you guys, but I actually like coffee. And who has been to Big B? Yes, come on, Big B. It used to be called Beaners. Exactly, Beaners. But they changed it because it's offensive to minority groups. But nobody's gotten on Downy fabric softener yet, you know? It's a little better. It's soft to touch. I touched the hair, George. And anyways, everything's politically and like super overly sensitive now. It drives me fucking nuts. And for instance, when I was growing up, things were so much easier. Like my mom, she gave great advice. Like, if you keep making that face, it's gonna stay that way. Who's heard that before? From the if you keep making that face, it's gonna stay that way. That's probably how you heard it, because that's how I heard it. And if this was true, it'd be a hell of a lot easier to tell who hookers were, right? Because they'd just be like this all the time. What? I eat a lot of popsicles. I'm sure you do. Oh, popsicle diet. Anyways. Oh, random tangent. They say Jesus was a fisher of men, but did he ever fish for compliments? Oh, I think my beard's coming in really well. Oh yeah, it is Jesus. It looks really good. Look at this guy. I know the prophet, right? But I'm hanging out with him. You know a thing about beards, sir. Yeah, you're like, yeah, I do. You're fishing right now. You kind of look like Jesus. Are you drinking wine? She is. She's posh, though. She's so posh, I bet she has a cat that's named after a famous historical person. Do you know? Benjamin Franklin? Abraham Lincoln?
I do have a dog named Jackson.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I didn't know that was going to happen. When I was a kid, I think we had the best superheroes. We have Batman. Who loves Batman? Yes! We love Batman! However, Batman has a flaw. One flaw, and that is that his secret lair is at the site of a traumatic childhood experience. Am I right? That's all fucked up. He was mauled by bats. He wants to hang out there. Like, I want to hang out downtown Dearborn after dark in a miniskirt. I'm just a little too brown to do that. And, so if this was true, if I was a superhero, then my secret lair would have to be, at my Uncle Greg's pop-up tent up north. I lost at Scrabble 3 times. Strip Scrabble. Yeah. I make it all better and I take it away from you. Just like Obama. Anyways, I learned something interesting in school when I was a kid, and that was that Hawaii has a 12-letter alphabet. Did you guys know this? How fucking cruel is alphabet soup then to them? Shipping that shit in. What's with these other fucking 13 letters here? I feel deprived. In Korea, do you think they put it in a blender first? Is there any... Oh. Are you sitting in the Korean section? Is that why you have to go? Oh. I'm white, but I like everyone, so they're not going to beat me up later. They're still going to come after you. Anyways. You think in Iraq it blows up? No soup for Iraq. Or freedom, whatever. Ever. I'm a woman now, so I did grow up, and we have these things called gynecologists. Who loves that? Remember? You're fucked up and twisted. Did you ever know that? You have a V-neck shirt and you deepen the V. Do you realize how fucked up that is?
I don't deepen it, trust me.
It's just my breasts do this naturally, obviously. We re-V a shirt. Anyways, we have gynecologists, and recently I went to one, and for my yearly checkup, and I was rummaging for things to sell on eBay later, like everybody does. And I found 6 cans of Pam. So, thank you. So I asked the gynecologist when she came in later, I was like, what's with all the Pam? And she's like, well, we hear it works just as good as lube. I was like, oh, well, there'll be a Pam later that I can't stick to because I'm really appreciative of the Pam then. So after my appointment, my gynecologist's name is Pam, ironically, and later on my boyfriend was going to Guatemala. That's what I call my vagina. Because it's hot and muggy and hard to get out of alive. And he goes to me, he says to me, he's like, this tastes just like Pam. And I go, who the hell is Pam? But then I remember my gynecologist's name is Pam, right? So I was like, oh, she's just there for a second. He's like, what is wrong with us, baby? I don't know. Thank you all, and Jessica, see you've been wonderful.
My parents have been married and divorced to each other 3 times. Never stood a goddamn chance. Average cost of a divorce, $15,000 a person. Per person. That's 3 times. Why the fuck do I have student loans? You guys want to know? I'm just here asking. Someone tell me how this makes sense. The vows literally go from till death do us part until I get bored again. These are my parents. The first wedding had a beautiful edible cake. It was art. Third wedding, an Entenmann's from aisle 6 at Kroger. Who's their best man and maid of honor? Probably their divorce attorneys, because that's the only people they're spending any time with. Right? Their gift, a free little punch card, because the 4th divorce is free and you get a free foot-long sub. I've seen the punch card. I've seen it. I love my parents, but come on, that's the most white trash version of The Notebook I've ever heard of. It's ridiculous. I am a little bit bitter about love too, because recently my girl broke up with me. Yeah. Oh, that's what you do if you have a goddamn heart. Apparently you all have big black gaping holes where that heart pumper's supposed to be. She broke up with me recently. Thank you. 3 years ago. 3 years ago. She left me for a real froggy looking guy. He came up to me after the show. Hey man, no, I stole your girl. Hope there's no hard feelings. You're really funny, keep trying. Because I'm so mature, I heard him say, Kermit the Frog here. And then he waved his arms like this. And I didn't know. I don't know his medical history. It could have been Parkinson's. It could have been. I wasn't going to ask. I don't want to talk to the dick bag. I was a good boyfriend too. She would cry about once a month for no reason. So I would do the only thing I knew how, and I would just pull her in and I would go, shh, shh, which is standard for a man. Ladies, I must ask, why the hell do you let us get away with that? You understand that that's the most polite way of saying shut the hell up. I've heard it enough, right? I have no idea why your baby sister's getting married before you. Probably because you have a shitty personality. Right?
People with red hair make me uncomfortable. Because I feel like when you're a man and you have red hair, and you meet another man that has red hair, that's like going to a party and seeing that somebody else has the same shirt on as you. And then realizing that shirt looks bad on both people. MTV is canceling Jersey Shore after this season.
Get him!
Which is fine, because MTV offered me a TV show. It's me and 5 other dudes with red hair. It's called Ginger Shore. There's no gym, tan, and laundry on my show, though. Just masturbating and sunscreen. Mostly masturbating with sunscreen. I can't smoke weed anymore. Get way too paranoid. It's alright. It's alright. Every time it was always the same. I'd be with my friend Steve, and I'd be like, oh shit. I gotta get to the club, man. I think everyone's gonna know. They're gonna know. They're gonna fucking know. I'm like, yo, Steve, are my eyes red? He'd be like, no, man, but your hair is red as fuck. I do live in Ann Arbor, and there are a lot of hipsters there, or as I like to call it, men wearing really tight pants. And I have a problem with men wearing really tight pants, because I feel like really tight pants on a man sends one message, and that message is, my dick fits into these pants. I started going to the gym. My friends were asking me, like, hey man, you get that runner's high? Because I started running. He's like, you know, you run really far, you get that euphoric feeling, that runner's high. And I was like, no, I don't get that. But I do get that being naked in the locker room high. I told my girlfriend heard that, and she's like, yeah, the creepy guy with the red hair in the locker room, that would be funny. But I got kicked out because apparently slapping your ass and winking at people isn't considered working out. I like cookies a lot too. I can eat an entire sleeve of Chips Ahoy cookies. I know you believe it. I wish they made a candy bar like that where they just dip the sleeve of cookies in chocolate. They could call it Diabetes Avast by Chips Ahoy. But then I looked up what Avast meant, and it means to stop. So if you're gonna stop diabetes with this candy bar, you'd have to sell it in a 2-pack like a Twix, and after you ate both of them, you just die. I spent a lot of time with my hair, figuring out how to take care of it. Spent a lot of time in barbershops and hair salons. Noticed some differences between the two. When you go to the hair salon, they're always so nice to you. They're like, oh my God, I love your color. Come on in. When you go to the barbershop, they're just like, sit down, pussy. The hair salon, you get your head shampooed. Oh, that feels good. The barbershop, there's no head shampooing. They just spray you in the face with that squirt bottle like you're a goddamn cat that just peed on the couch. It's like... At the hair salon, they ask you how you want your hair to look. How would you like your hair to look today? I don't know. Good enough to fuck the receptionist. At the barbershop, they don't ask you how you want your hair to look. You have to point to a chart on the wall like you're ordering a value meal at Arby's. Can I get the 17? And does that come with a mustache? But I have figured out that I do prefer going to the hair salon, because at the hair salon, you get all of that incidental boob contact. I never have to worry about getting too excited there because I have that smock covering me. The cock smock. You guys are good. Good crowd. I got in trouble because I complimented a woman on her bag. I said, excuse me, miss, I love your purse. And she goes, oh, thanks. But actually, it's fake. You can't keep a secret? Your bag isn't fake. Your bag's real. It's just a real piece of shit, now that I know it's fake. Fake purse. If your bag was fake, when I complimented you on it, you would have been like, oh, thanks, but actually, this is a toaster. I don't give a shit about your bag. Because the only reason I complimented you was because I was staring at your ass and you caught me.
I had to file bankruptcy. I had a couple of businesses I started. I had to file bankruptcy. Things haven't been going well for me. I started a business with kosher hot dogs. I called them Anne Frank's. Nobody could find them. You had to look
look above your grocer's freezer.
They whispered in the commercial.
The other one I thought it was a pretty good idea. I made a foot scrubber and called it the pedophile. It was shaped like an old man's finger. Been bad. It's been rough. Really has been rough. I used to be addicted to soap, but I'm clean now. I gotta tell you, I've never had a threesome. I did have a 2.5-some. Yeah, I had sex with a girl. They were conjoined twins. They were joined at the waist. The one was yelling, faster, faster. The other one was yelling, rape. It's fucking close. It's fucking close. I mean, I gotta tell you, I don't know if you guys are as irritated about this as I am, but they got these people that are running around abducting kids. They're snatching kids off the street corners. They're getting vans and handing out candy or ice cream trucks and fucking snatching kids. And I'm thinking, God, you guys should be professional. Learn the bus route, buy a school bus, they'll come willingly. You can have the pick of the litter. Okay, all you guys get to leave. Billy's gonna learn how to drive a school bus today. Hop up on my lap. Too far?
I got in trouble a couple of weeks ago on Facebook because this dude thought I was making fun of people with autism, right? Yeah, actually that wasn't even autism, it was Asperger's disease, right? And first of all, I wasn't making fun of the dude, but second of all, you can make fun of anything. I don't think there's any restriction. But third, if you're gonna be so sensitive about making fun of somebody with some kind of syndrome or disease, then don't name the syndrome something that sounds so much like ass burgers, right? That's kind of like naming a disease pussy fries. Right? Like somebody comes up to me and like, hey man, that dude's got pussy fries. I'd be like, oh my god, that's hilarious. It's like, no, you can't laugh, dude. It's spelled differently. It's like P-U-C-I. God, go fuck yourself. Because I take offense to that because I love, you know, I have a lot of love for people with like mental issues, you know? Like I would love to fuck a retarded chick. I would. Yeah, because some retarded chicks aren't that bad looking, you know? I mean, like, have you seen Jessica Simpson, Kim Kardashian? Yeah, I'd hit it. So I was thinking about Hitler the other day, as I do when I masturbate. And here's what I was thinking. You know what? Well, you know what I think is messed up is if you somehow went all the way back in time, right? And then you killed Hitler as a baby. Then you'd be seen as the monster, right? Isn't that kind of fucked up, right? Because then you'd be the one that caused the Jew overpopulation, right? Because then, listen, I thought it's okay, I can tell that joke, because I kind of look like a Jew. I'm not, but I kind of, I get it all the time. I get Jew, I get Amish, I get all of it, you know? I do shows all over the country. There's always at least one person at every show that's like, oh my god, it's the first Amish Mexican I've seen in my entire life. He must work like a motherfucker. He probably landscapes all day and makes bed frames at night. That's probably what he does. No, he writes jokes. I think about sex a lot, you know, which sucks, because it just means I end up masturbating a lot. That's all it means. Like I wish good stories could end. Like I hate that good stories always end with like, and then I fucked her, right? Because if good stories ended with, and then I went home and masturbated, I'd be a master storyteller. Because that's what always happens. Like I end up jerking off, and it sucks, like it's a big waste of time. Like, but the one thing that I do like about masturbation is that moment of clarity I get right after I come. Like the guys know what I'm talking about. Women just get hornier, but men, we like there's a moment of clarity. And first of all, it's preceded by shame. Like the first thing is shame, right? Because like you're like, oh, did you come? And then you're like, oh, did I really just spend 30 minutes in front of my laptop look, waiting for the best moment to come, and then just end up ejaculating to buffering. Is that what I just did? For the last 30 minutes, so I don't have a good internet connection. It's horrible, but then after that, there's a little clarity. There's like, you know what? I'm wasting away my life, right? And then you think like, oh, you know what? From now on, I'm gonna, number one, I'm gonna eat better. Number two, I'm gonna exercise more. 3, well, I kind of would like to have a threesome. And then that's the cycle continues. It just never stops. And some people think like, oh, you're a pervert. It's like, no, listen. The only difference between a pervert and just a regular dude is that the pervert went ahead and did what every other guy wanted to do. Yeah. Because a lot of guys just, we just don't want to go to jail. We have some self-control, so we don't. Like if you ever go to the beach, right, and some dude pulls his dick off and then it starts jerking off in front of some hot chick in a bikini, know that every other dude at that beach wanted to do that. We just have self-control, and maybe not exactly that, but maybe some guy wanted to rub her feet or fart in her ear or whatever. I don't know. Some people have fetishes and shit. But it just consumes me. I waste too much fucking time thinking about sex. Like here's something I found out just from having the sex is the sex. Do you guys know the sex? Get familiar with the sex? Yeah. Here's what I found out. A lot of women don't like it when you come on their face. They don't. Yeah, right? Yeah, Which it wouldn't be much of a problem if so many women weren't light sleepers. But you gotta deal with it. Just jokes. I'm not really. Let's switch subjects. Let's talk about something we can all get behind, religion. I'm not very religious at all. I'm an atheist. And I wish I could just keep it at that, though. I wish I could just keep it at that and just not bother, But the thing is, I get angry. At religion, so it consumes me, Like I wish I could feel about religion the same way I feel about cricket, Like I don't give a shit if you play cricket. Just don't make me play cricket, right? But unfortunately, the Cricket Association of America isn't trying to pass legislation, so I got to get all pissed off. But I am trying to be better about it, though. Because I don't think all religions are as bad as each other. I don't. Like, I think some are worse than each other. Like what would you say is the worst religion right now, in your opinion?
Scientology.
Scientology is a good answer, but this is why I don't go Scientology, because they've only been around for about 100 years, so they haven't had a good run. I think right now the worst religion is Islam. Yeah, and that's neither a clever answer or even funny, but you can't say it because everybody gets pissed off. Like you can't say it because the liberals get pissed off because they're like, oh no, you should be more tolerant about religion. And then the conservative Muslims, they get pissed off because like, oh, what do you mean our religion is violent? I'm gonna kill you. It's like what? Because apparently there's no chapter about irony in the Quran, right? So they get mad, right? But I'm also I'm also thinking like, what's the best religion? What is the best religion? Here's, in my opinion, Buddhism. Yeah, you nailed it. Buddha. That's what I think. Because Buddhists seem so chill. Like they're so fucking cool, man. Like their main deity, if that's the right term. I mean, I don't know if it's even the right term. The Chinese Buddha is just this big fat slob. Right? He just fucking sits there and you can rub his belly and Buddhists don't even give a shit. It's like, yeah, rub his belly, put your nuts on his face. We don't care. We're fucking Buddhists. And you could draw him like super complimentary. You could draw an awesome drawing of Muhammad, right? You could draw him like with like a fucking 6-pack, right, and giant packs, like a dick so long he's got to wrap it around his neck. He uses a turban and shit. They still get like, it could be super. You could draw Muhammad as a white dude, they'd still get pissed off at you. That's what. Of all time, though, the worst religion is Catholic. Catholic. It is. It is. And I was raised Catholic, so I would know. Like that's the worst of all time. They got that on lock. Right? Like right now, Muslim terrorists, they're the bomb, quite literally sometimes. But of all time, like the Catholics, and I will say this about the Catholics though, they, if any kind of, they have a lot of resiliency. Like if any kind of corporation had the background that the Catholic Church has, they would have been out of business a long time ago. Like if the Catholic Church was Volkswagen, right? And then Volkswagen came out with a car, like back in the day. It was like, if after you bought the car, if you even thought about buying any other kind of car, it just blew up and killed you. And probably people are maybe like, you know what, fuck Volkswagen, I'm never buying this car again. But you know, people keep buying these cars, so eventually they came up with a car that, you know, fucking just rapes your children. And they're like, oh yeah, I'm all in. Because that's what the Catholic Church does. It's like the Catholic Church is like a pedophile cult. It's like, kind of like NAMBLA, but less honest. Like, I don't understand how anybody stays Catholic after you hear about the child rape shit. You know? Like, some people be like, well, you know, the Catholics, they've done good things too. You know? They do charity and all that shit. They're like, yeah, sure, they do that. But they also fuck kids. Doesn't that kind of trump everything? Like staying a Catholic after you hear about the child rape is kind of like deciding you're gonna stay John Wayne Gacy's friend after you hear about all the murders just because you thought he was a really good clown. Right? He's like, yeah, I know he killed all those people and buried them, but you know what? See the balloon animals he did? They were fucking awesome. Most of them look like nooses and penises, but you know, whatever. All right, I've divided the crowd. Let's talk about dating. I'll bring you back. A lot of comics are afraid to talk about dating, not me. I will talk about dating. I don't know what you said, but you are correct. Let's talk about dating. You know what's the best part about killing your girlfriend? The makeup sex. I know that's harsh. But you know what though? My girlfriend, I had a girlfriend that actually was into that kind of shit. Like the rough shit, like she liked me to rough her up. Like actually beat her up. Which is kind of weird, but like I don't remember when she would tell me to do it. Well, actually, no, she wouldn't really tell me to do it. She had little signs that she would drop to let me know that she wanted me to do it, you know? Like, she wouldn't have dinner ready on time. She wouldn't wash the dishes. She'd let me get drunk. I'm gonna leave on that one. Good night, guys.